Yeah, it wasn't like I was doing no super hard hustling at 15 and 16. I was in the streets a little bit, but I wasn't in the streets a lot. Coming from the north. I mean, just coming outside, hustling and stuff. Shit, I should have been doing what the nigga main music said about the hustling just to do the rap shit and all that shit. But at the same time, his verses like people just be saying, "Oh, you know, working and this and that." You can make money in the streets. Don't get that wrong, but you could just be hanging. Feel what I'm saying? And you could fuck around and hang forever and don't know you just hanging. You could have that eye, you could be ready to fight and all that, but when you get old, that shit don't really matter. I mean, it matter for protection and shit, but for it don't matter. Just hanging ain't don't never really pay off if you ain't making no money hanging. Like you can go hang somewhere else, like because I think yeah, I hung at the school at ITT for 2 years. The degree wasn't worth shit because the school, what you call them, but I did graduate and stuff. And first is to say working and being on a job and shit is like how can I put it? Yeah, working and being on a job. Damn, look at what you call it? Just to make a long story short, which is still gonna be a long story. Um, they done got some charges and all that shit. Just not hanging, but just doing their own thing and shit. So my last charge was a gun charge, really. Facing 15, that shit. I ain't gonna even speak on the situation, but I be like, the way I got off the charge, it was like, you know, the person that called the police, she was grateful enough, and she nice anyway, to come say I didn't have no gun. So I was like, people be getting caught with this gun and that gun and this gun and that gun, just back and forth and shit. I be like, how the fuck they be beating that shit? I guess that illegal search be a motherfucker, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But if I go to my social security, I done made like over 260 just off and in working and shit. I ain't close by make no 260 bands 20 years like in the streets. I know that shit for a fact. Cause I'd be the made more if that much money was coming in. In 1 year, if I would have made about 20 bands, I probably would have bought a brick or something. Shit, you know what I'm saying? That's just how that shit go. But I work too, man. And I'm like, right now, I'm just trying to do so much shit to where I just level down and just do certain things that I know how to do. Just because I can learn how to do it, I don't think you should just do it just because you can learn how to do it or you can learn how to do it. You just get you a couple things and just, work. But as I done got older, I always kept a job basically because one thing about you being what that is, you being like, yeah, you having a car. Simple as that. Like you having a car. You can have a car and on some real shit, don't even what you call them. You can have a car and they ain't got no money for no you catch a flat. Your shit just sitting on side of the road and shit forever. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Your shit just sitting on side the road 2 3 days and shit just because you ain't you don't know what to do. That'll be weird on your behalf. But you don't want to be like that though. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little job. I had a job since high school. You know what I'm saying? I ain't off and on. But I've been working probably for the past 6 years straight for real. In the past 3 years I had a daughter. So at least I was able to, if all I had was the streets, I'd probably be driving and doing this. I probably don't ride. I don't know. A lot of shit in the streets I ain't really had a heart to do. If I can't do it with them bitches right here, I ain't gonna really worry about doing it. You know what I'm saying? But cause a lot of them, friends used to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, conscience too good for to be doing other shit. And I understand that's a real shit. That's a real shit. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? then by you always having a job, you kind of was a lot, one kind of looking out too, looking out too. Cause by me working and being in between hustling, I knew how kind of money worked. So I don't know. It was some years back, probably over a decade back, when they were smoking the perp heavy, and I was still on the rich. I was like, I ain't shit. I don't want to eat this shit. I can smoke that shit. The reason why I don't eat this shit, cause I ain't go buy this shit. This shit ain't. And I didn't smoke this shit. You know, that's weird. That's weird, weird, weird. But that's me though. I moved out of town, making loot. Shit happen, progress. See, I think when you get to working as an older person, I could tell the younger people not to yeah, like you could start a business and fail, do this, just keep doing stuff. Try to build personal value. You know, you gotta make it to where people want you. Or if you're gonna go to school for something, make it something where people are gonna want you. Like, you know what I'm saying, good with numbers and stuff. Hey, you could do stuff. They got people that's in the streets that can't read a scale. You heard me? But they got that iron and they'll shoot you and shit, but they can't read a scale. Like 1.0, they can't read that big. And that's some real shit. They can't read the scale. I don't know why people do that shit, but it's just weird though. We in this thing. You heard me? I was trying to get a visitor, you know. Okay. I mean, yeah, but man, keep your job, man. I ain't lying. Keep your job. That way you ain't really got too much worry about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep your little job, man. You know? You know what I'm saying? Keep your little job, man. For real. 'Cause I can tell you, if you do music, do music. Create, try to innovate. You know what I'm saying? Innovate. Try to do some stuff. But I'm just keeping it all the way 100, man. You gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? Gotta do something. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. Gotta do something. Gotta do something. Oh, gotta do something. Oh, find out. Yeah, man. Gotta do something. You hear me? It's just how it is. If you don't do nothing, how you ain't gonna do nothing? You ain't gonna do nothing. But look at it like this. You trying to become a baller after 25 years. You trying to become the baller after 10 years. Not saying 15, 20 years on the job wouldn't be better, but I think that's where the time come in where you gotta, I ain't gonna say you lose sleep to do more things because you gotta switch up your pattern and sleep on that. But you need your sleep, but you gotta get stuff done. You gotta get stuff done. No matter if you're on the job, in the street, you gotta get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Responsibilities gonna hit one day. You know what I'm saying? That's for hustling or a job. Responsibilities gonna hit. You know, I wouldn't wanna if the block rolling, been rolling, like Uku been rolling. But like a nigga will say, boy, ain't nobody walking up right now catching no smoke, nothing. People in front of the store trying to do this and sell that shit. I'm trying to sell my service, you know what I'm saying, for my business, do my music, do that, and do my little 9 to 5. I done did so much stuff, man. Shit, it had fun too. For real. I'm just keeping it real. Keeping it one zillion. Keeping it 1 zillion. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 1 zillion. That's some new shit. I'm keeping it 1 zillion. You know. But they got people that's hustling and that's working too. You know what I'm saying? All you need is about 5 grand. 5 grand, buy you a little property, go to Home Depot, you know, buy a little small shit at a time, then rent it out. Or you can sell it. See, if you could sell it for like 50 or 40, and you put like 6 or 7 grand in it, then you can go buy like 2 or 3 more and do the same thing and try to sell them for 50. Your goal is to try to put about 80 bands down on something for like 2 million. Well, I ain't gonna say 2 million. 400. Something that's cost up there like 800 or something, and try to sell it. But you know, because if you could get like 200 off that, then you'd be straight. You know, like 200. Because like you be trying to do so much stuff, but it's not really on trying to do too much stuff. You just have to put a lot of stuff in place. Like once you put stuff in place, then it's coming to you. And that's for real. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. It come to you all day long. Hustle or job. I'm out. Joe Rick.